Hi, welcome back. Today I'm taking a look at Built to Sell by John Warrillow. Now, is this course good? Well, I think it is. You'll be surprised if you get it, because the layout of this book is actually very unconventional. You know, business books like, for example, The Magic of Thinking Big are series of chapters that all talk about different topics about business and that come with examples. Now, this is pretty much what you'll get in Built to Sell. You get theory and examples, but the way that these examples are framed is actually very different from what you're most likely more familiar with. This is actually a fictional story that contains business tips. The story is about the owner of a struggling agency that wishes to sell his company, and to do this, he needs to make sure that his company can work while he's not there so that he can sell it, and he doesn't need to be there if an investor wants to buy his company for the company to work. Because if he has to work at the company he's selling, well, what's the point in selling it? So he meets with his friend, which is a very successful entrepreneur. He's a millionaire. He has this yacht, this rich man's life. You know, the ideal lifestyle everyone is striving for. You want to be rich. He got there, and he's there to mentor Alex Stapleton, the main character, on how he can both make his business more appealing to people who would want to buy it, but also doing so in a way that makes sure that his business does not need him to work. So this book is not just interesting for people who want to sell their company, it's also interesting if you're looking to make a company that makes money while you sleep and you don't need to work at your company. So if you want to make automated cash flow systems, if you want to make automated cash flow generating companies, this is an interesting book. It's a pretty light read. The story it's fine, it's interesting, it's well written, and the main character struggles with problems that are very common among the entrepreneurial world, the small agencies. I used to work at a small agency, and I really saw that the author really understood the overall culture, the overall situation that these people are really living in. And with that, I really was able to connect with the story really well. And just seeing all the evolution that this mentor brought to Alex Stapleton and his agency, everything was very believable, everything was very obvious, but you know, it's this thing, when you're living in this world of struggling agencies, when you are stressed out by the fear of not getting enough clients to get by the fear of lacking contracts, you are not in... It feels like all these simple solutions aren't obvious to you, you know? You are so focused on the problems that the solutions just don't come to you. And it was really kind of eye-opening to see all these simple solutions. Like, one of them, I think the most important, one of the first that is getting introduced in this course is getting your company focused on one particular service or product you wish to sell to your clients. Because if you're an agency, most likely most struggling agencies, at least, are the kind of agency that accepts pretty much any contract that they are remotely competent enough to produce a contract, no, to be in charge of. So if for example, you know how to make Facebook ads, and you have clients who are like, hey, we want ads on Bing, Google, Twitter, and you're not really comfortable with Twitter, Bing, and Google ads, well, you won't want to lose this client, so you're gonna take the contract anyway, even knowing that you might not be very suited to this kind of contract, and you're not comfortable with it. And so you end up giving subpar results, and this ends up hurting your potential revenue because you're never ending up at the expert as the expert in anything. So you can't charge high, and at the same time you don't give the highest results possible to clients, so they end up disappointing, so they don't give you as much word of mouth advertising as they would have otherwise. So yeah, this is one of the around 16 tips. Yeah, there's 16 tips like this, and the story is written in a way that they are all integrated in a logical, chronological order. If you're in charge of an agency, I think that if you follow these tips in the right order, in about the same time frame that the character does, I think you should get some results. I'm saying this, I'm not the owner of an agency, but I've been living in that environment, and everything seems very logical and very well made. And obviously, if I was still working at that agency, I would no doubt get a copy of this book to my previous boss, and I would no doubt try to help him implement this, because this not only helps the owners of agency generate more revenue while working less, it also would help the employees by making their jobs easier and making their jobs simpler without having to always work with contracts that they're not necessarily suited to perform in. And yeah, you just have less puzzle solving to have to do. And no, really, if you're looking to make your business into a automated cash flow generator, this is an interesting read. It's pretty light. You can get it done by a week. It's around 200 pages. Definitely no, 140 pages. Worth the read. And if you're working at an agency or are the owner of an agency, I would also recommend it, because this is a very good book on how to improve your work environment and how to make it more prosperous. With that said, thank you for watching. If you're interested in this book, we have links in the description as always. If you have recommendations on books or online courses you want us to review, you can write them in the comments down below. For more book reviews coming soon, I highly recommend you to hit the subscribe button down below. With that said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.